Hi folks, and welcome to the stream. My name's Jammer, also known as Storygirl, and I am, funnily enough, someone who considers himself a storyteller. Whether that be through the lens of writing, music, video games, or creating art and multimedia content. I'm a gay, scary, trans woman in my early 50s who didn't have the privilege of an early transition. As such, you get me as I am, and also, so do I. For whatever's it's for. And anyone wondering about gay scaro, it's basically gay plus ace plus aro, aromantic, which is women are pretty, sex is messy, relationships are hard, all too much of it for me. I'm just hiding here in my little lonely hole. I have some physical disabilities, which has led to apparently permanent unemployment in the IT sphere, where I've had most of my experience. So I've returned to uni to study for a bachelor's degree in music, focusing on composing for film, TV and video games, which has also led me into the arranging, orchestration and copying sort of field. I recognise the unceded sovereignty of the Kaurna people, the First Nations people whose territory I live on and stream from. And I would very much like for them to get their land back. And for rent to be paid. Because there's quite a bit of that too. And, you know, I'd like that for all Indigenous peoples around the world. Yeah. Nothing particularly controversial about that. It's their land. It got taken by a bunch of white weirdos who decided that might made right. And, yeah. So that's me. I am an avowed anarchist. I believe in justice, principles of non-violence, those sorts of non-coercion, those sorts of things, and I will resist systems that use those things to achieve any kind of result that is contrary to those principles. So we're flying today. I did makeup. I'm not pretty, but I'm less horrific than I normally am. Like, actually can't see all of the pores and grossness. I'm pretty pleased with the job I did. Calling it a win. Anyway, so the other thing to be aware of is next week I will be streaming every night from the 13th to the 19th and the 20th. So I guess that's the 13th to the 20th. For Trans Awareness Week, which is a GLAD event, which is focused on promoting the fact that trans people are human beings with, you know, the same sorts of wants, desires, etc. as everyone else. More or less, that we have just as much right to pursue some level of personal agency in the world, and so on, and that we are particularly, that we, you know, have as much right as anyone else to pursue some level of autonomy in the choices we make. For the record, I am one of those weird trans people who actually supports, again, kind of on the anarchistic perspective, I believe very strongly in people's right to personal autonomy, and non-interference, but not just non-interference, but active support from the medical profession, from government, from all of that. Just like cis people get, you know, the cishet straights get support for having kids, and a bunch of other sorts of choices that aren't available to me. You know, if you have 3 kids and you're cishet and straight, then you can apply for allowances for all sorts of things that are kid related. I can't apply for those because I don't have kids, but, you know, maybe a similar sort of amount set aside for transition support wouldn't be an unreasonable ask, right? These things are all relative, and that's kind of the point. Anyway, so that's me. Mostly I am stalling because I'm waiting for a quick update in its flight sim to finish, so we can get started on our journey. I do have a flight plan mapped out, so let me dig that up and I will put that on screen somewhere. iPad. Content. Flight sim. There we go. Let me just check one little thing. There we go, content manager. And we're going to add a little text field. TXT flight plan. And we're going to put in our flight plan items, and we're going to make it query new. And set that there. So you can see our flight plan now, just above the goals. In fact, let's actually left align that. Better. Alright, so we are going to be resetting the time of day a little bit. We're going to set the time to about 3:30 UTC. The reason we're going to do that is because we want it to be daytime in Australia. We are going to be flying from Waipad, which is Adelaide, Yankee Papa Alpha. What's D? I've had a brain fart. Alpha Papa Tang, Yankee Papa Alpha. God damn it! What's the international phonetic for D? It is. Delta. Of course it's Delta. I am a doofus. Okay, so because these airports have a maximum runway length of about 4,000 feet, we're going to be flying either something that can handle a 4,000 foot runway, I'm fairly sure the ATR 42 can, but just to confirm, let's go to our profile, hangar, ATR 42. We'll have a look at the short takeoff landing version. Max altitude. Yep. And specifications. Cruising speed 333 miles per hour, range of 835 miles, takeoff run of 3,363 feet at sea level. That's perfect. Might be a couple of runways tonight where that's a little on the squeaky side, but I think that will be fine. So we're going to take off from Wiapad. We'll use the we'll use gate 50D. These gates are often used by regional aircraft. No point taking up a runway spot for a larger aircraft. We're not going to be flying on VATSIM tonight. The idea is to basically just hook on in with the flights, and we'll even sort of be fairly minimal in our use of air traffic control. Might just use it for ATIS. Okay. So route is a circular one. Well, it's not quite circular, but it's. We're going to come back to the same gate. And we're going to set up some waypoints. First of which is going to be Port Pirie. Which is YPIR. Then we're going to go to Port Augusta, YPAG. Then we are going to scoot down to Whyalla. Then across to Woodena. Then Ceduna. Which is kind of considered the gateway to the Air Peninsula. Sorry, not Air Peninsula. Gateway to the there we go. YCDU, which is considered the gateway to the Nullarbor Plain, which is the large expanse of highway that takes us from Ceduna across to the Western Australian border. It's a pretty significant flight. I think this is Yalata Mission. Yeah, so that's about 80 k's from the border, I think. Chadwick Road Strip is probably fairly close to the border, I believe. Anyway, so from there we're coming back down to Port Lincoln. Which is a large fishing town. The airport, I believe, is up here somewhere. Okay, and that will then give us a jump off place to fly back to Adelaide. So that entire route will require a reasonable amount of fuel. Let's go to 60%. We'll call our payload 65. Center of gravity is 25.17, and I'll just make some annotations here for our fuel planning. So we are 11,550 empty. Two, 316. Let's see if we can just take it up to 2,500 or thereabouts. Get yep, okay, near enough. 2520 fuel, payload